Hello and welcome everybody into some Tuesday night racing action as we're back with the HCK Beagles Racing League taking on one of our favorite tracks in Ted Nugent's backyard. We're live here from Michigan. 2 miles and what is it? I think 70 laps is what separates these drivers from glory here tonight, and you got a crew full of champions from this track, some more recent than others, but neither way. Let's get all things kicked on off and start things with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the fantastic supporters of the HCK Beagles Racing League. Of course, tonight's race sponsor, Asphalt, Outlaws Racing. Be sure to go check them on out if you're into the kind of the short track side of things here on iRacing, hosting races weekly. So definitely go and check them on out. Thank you guys for your great sponsorship here this evening. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to Abruzzi Racewear. Go ahead and check them all out for your racewear needs, and it can be whether it be sim racing or even real life racing. They got the fire suits and everything, so definitely go and check them on out. Of course, big thank you as well to the proud merchandising supplier of the HCK Beagles Racing League and AAA Broadcasting. That would be TrackDogsRacing.com. Thank you guys for jumping on board here. Also, a big thank you to Chiefland RC Raceway down there in Florida. Go and check them on out if you're in that area, especially if you're into the RC car racing kind of thing. I got a few different tracks going on down there, even a dirt oval. So go and check out Chiefland RC Raceway. Also check out Sonic Graphic Design, some fantastic iRacing paint schemes being had by one and all. So thank you, Sonic Graphic Designs, jumping on board here. And of course, Adminboxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins here in iRacing. Man, it's absolutely fantastic having everything available at the push of a button, whether that be yellow flags, black flags, wave arounds, all of that whole greatness. Big thank you to Adminboxx. As always, I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined by some good friends of mine, one of which is not a champion here at Michigan, Mr. Alan English, the brewmaster in general. As we return to one of our favorite tracks here, Alan, I think we're in store for a pretty good time, a good size field, new damage model that we haven't seen yet. Man, oh man, this is going to be fun.
Yes, indeed. It is going to be a good one. This 2 mile track has been so much fun. Every time we come here, we see a great race, whether it's flag to flag action or if we get a caution or 2 or 3 or 5. It's always a lot of fun, and aero means a lot here. As Adam was mentioning during our pre-race, turn 2 gets tight here, and we'll let him expound on that a little bit more since he's got a few wins here. I understand you do too as well, Brown. I am as you mentioned, I'm the only guy that does not have a win here at Michigan. But if I did more official races, I might have had one by now. But not really a driver anymore in iRacing. More of a broadcaster and spectator and that type of deal. But enough excuses. Back to you, sir.
Yes, sir. It's one would say you are retired. Retired race driver over there.
Tired again, that's right.
Yeah, that is indeed it. As down there on pit road, ready for all the crazy action, Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, I know you being a former champion here at Michigan, you've got a whole lot of insights for these drivers here tonight.
Yeah, I'm a champion. Unfortunately, you're the reigning champion out of all of us. You just won recently here.
The most recent, yeah.
The most recent. I haven't probably been behind the wheel and however long we've been broadcasting, kind of stopped doing it. We watch it so much. I could never be as good as the guys out here. But as far as Michigan, I'm good. Home of Ted Nugent, Kid Rock, Detroit Motor City, Kiss, all the Motown records. This is a great place for music and hunting and all the fun stuff up in Michigan they do. I don't know is this the upper or the lower. I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point. Here's the deal with this track. Turn 2 it can bite you. It feels like it tightens up on you, and you can squeeze up into that wall and push somebody up into that wall and cause mayhem. Luckily, the backstretch has a huge open apron, which sometimes it won't even call a caution. But turns 3 and 4, once you start working on those tires, that's where your money is made right there. So book it. 3 and 4 is where you can actually make up some decent space on these guys if you have the skill set or mindset to do so. Here's the trick tonight though. 0 fast repair. 75% fuel. Unlimited tires, so tires aren't an issue. And there's no incident point rule. Basically like wide open out here. It's 75 degrees.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah. Like a shootout at the OK Corral. So should be fun. The trucks are always fun. The new damage model will be interesting to see what happens here.
And that it will be indeed as we take a look at tonight's race info. Beautiful racing weather as it always is up here in Michigan. This 2-mile track all in its glory, ready to go. No rain and the sunshine is shining, so these drivers will have a fantastic time. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it's difficult, but you just gotta take your time. I know that's how I picked up my win. I just kind of hung around, really didn't push any issues or anything like that, and lo and behold, everybody else kind of took care of themselves, and I was able to drive right up on through. So I think that's probably going to be tonight's key, is just take care of your own stuff, and you should be able to be there at the end.
Yeah, patience, big factor here at Michigan. And I want to touch on something that you mentioned there, Adam. The runoff area on the backstretch is huge. So I think that's what produces so much flag-to-flag racing here at Michigan, is that there's so much runoff area when guys have a problem coming off a 2 or even in the middle of the backstretch. As they go towards that inside wall, they're off the racing surface. iRacing is not going to throw a caution. We're on iRacing cautions here. So yeah, man, I think that really lends to why we have so many green flag laps here, is that iRacing doesn't throw the caution down there. So, yeah, take your time. That's a great point. I think a lot of guys are gonna be heeding that tonight.
Yeah, that wide open space out there can save the cautions, but if you get caught up in an incident, and there's no caution, and you're thrown it down into that apron, I mean, it's pretty much your night's over, unless you can somehow have a caution come out in front of you and catch back up. But 0 fast repairs tonight, it's going to be tough.
Man, you are not kidding about that one, as we're here in the midst of qualifying. Pretty much everybody all out there putting a lap in, about a minute left. And of course, we see you all out there in the YouTube chat. Happy to have you along for the ride.
Yeah, tower operator out there saying good evening. Earl Evans saying, let's go, everybody. Chris Goins saying good luck to the racers. Have a good broadcast, guys. To us, thank you so much, Chris. And KW42 says, let's go Team America. Good evening, everyone. So the driver of the 42 out there wishing everyone a good race.
Yeah, hit the like, subscribe, bells, everything. If you
Whistles,
hit those,
emojis. Is that
yeah, all the emojis. So you just hit it all that way.
Put all the emojis out there.
You can be notified of when races are going down, and
Sure.
I think we're at almost 400 subscribers. That's like a lot,
We're
right?
5 short, dude. We're at 395 subscribers as of today.
Yeah.
Yes,
And we've been shadow banned too, so you got to keep pushing the envelope.
Indeed, as looks like qualifying officially coming to an end, and we get everybody all up and ready. And let's go ahead and do our official field rundown here and tell everybody where their favorite driver is starting here tonight. Starting us off is the 51 of Joshua Moore. We're a pole sitter. He's going to have the 329 of Albert Anderson. He's a guy that knows how to get around this racetrack here at Michigan. He's going to start to the outside in second. 81, Brian Torcha having a pretty good starting spot here as well. Up there in third. To his outside will be the number 1 of Nate Cogdell starting in fourth. Fifth will be the 14 of Randy Lapidus. Outside of him is the 22 machine of Haas the Boss, the number 1 Beverly. Having a pretty good starting spot here tonight in 6th. 7th will be the 15 of Cody Staten, the 88 of Zach Staten. Having a pretty good starting spot there in 8th. Got the 42 of Kevin Winker, so Team America a little bit separated here, but everybody up there in the top 10 starting in 9th. And the 4 of Eric Stoy rounding out your field's top 10.
Yeah, row number 6 is going to be the 16 of Nick Gardner, right there in 11th, 12th. The rest of the Beverly clan is back here in the rest of the top 15. Tyler Beverly in the 45, 12th. 13th will be Stephen Naylor in the 5. Mark Beverly in the 13 will start in 14th place. 15th will be Brett Sommers in the 7. The 64 of Cale Turbeville in the 16th place. 17th place will be Jesse Calloway in the 34 machine. Neil Lapidus in the 41 will start 18th. 19th, Josh Freed in the 39. Let's see. The 86 truck of Jake Bunjo will round out your top 20.
Yeah, what is that? J.A. Burton, 26. He'll start 21st. Frank Ranger in the 17 truck, 23rd. Michael Newton is not racing. He's race control. Jonathan Herbert will start 23rd. And everybody's favorite driver, last place every time, but number 1 in our hearts, the number 104 of Alan English.
Yeah, some dummy joined as a driver and not a spectator again.
Oh,
sorry about that, folks. Again. Did you mention Bad Brad Hunt?
I must have missed him. I was too busy.
Yeah,
looking
Bad
at you.
Brad Hunt in the 169 starting 23rd.
Sorry, Bad Brad. 169. I was too busy trying to bang on.
Yeah, he's trying to make fun of me and lost track of who's actually racing.
And stuff slips in the
reading's hard.
Older age of Adam Turner here. As everyone follows out behind the pace truck, that means it's time to head on down for tonight's Adminboxx Pole Award winner interview here tonight. And of course, oops, not that button. I want that button. Did that button not work? That button did not work. That's fine. Either way, it's gonna be Mr. Joshua Moore here, driver of the 51 machine. Surprise, surprise, sitting up there on pole once again, man. Having a good run here at Michigan. I know you and your teammates are a little bit separated right now, but I got a feeling these 70 laps, it's gonna take a good minute, so everyone's gonna be able to group back on up here relatively soon.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a problem finding each other tonight, but looks like we have unlimited tires tonight, so not going to be much strategy. But I'm probably just going to lay back, just try to save tires just in case we get a long run. But hopefully put this Muehlberger Custom Home Chevy into victory lane tonight.
Yeah, speaking of, Bruce out here watching y'all tonight. Good luck tonight, Josh. Great job once again in your qualifying effort. You're probably the best qualifier out of all the leagues we do. You're constantly up there on the pole, and those extra points help later on in the season.
Oh, definitely. And I'm way behind on points, and I got to catch up.
Well, you can get a chance at it tonight. Good luck to you. Who would you like to give some shout outs pre-race before this thing kicks off?
Got to shout out my teammates, of course, Cody, Zach, Kevin. We should have a pretty fun one tonight. And then, of course, we got to thank Bruce. He hooked me up with an autographed picture of Kyle Busch and a couple die casts for my graduation present.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting this thing. And hopefully we put on a show for you.
That indeed, man. Well, good luck. Pace car lights are off, so we're getting ready to go, man. Here we go.
Man, that is cool, dude.
It was great, except that it was Kyle Busch.
No, the great number 8, Kyle Busch, Richard Childress Racing.
Everybody has their favorite drivers. I just like the back.
Well, I used to hate him, but now since everybody hates him, I love him. He's my favorite right now.
I wish Kenny Schrader still raced. He was such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Earl Evans asking if you're going to be racing tomorrow too there, Alan. But
I saw that. I haven't generated a response for that yet.
But either way, the green flag is out, and away we go down across the line. Green flag racing here from Michigan, side by side. Anderson and Moore trucking down through turns 1 and 2. The one of Nate Cogdale sitting back there as well. Ooh, the gap's opening up in the middle. Is he going to choose to take it? No, he's going to tuck in the line behind that 51 machine, making their way down the back straightaway. No contention there between Anderson and that one of Cogdale. Here comes Cogdale, though, continuing that run up that inside lane. Here comes the 81 as well. Brian Torcha making a good run on that bottom side down through turns 3 and 4, trying to make up a couple extra positions there. Looks like the 14, Randy Lapidus. Oh, as we got trucks going around already. Down in
Stoy on the grass.
Down into that inside grass. A rough ride there for Eric Stoy, and that's bringing out that that pace truck here already once again.
Yeah, we had a truck go onto the apron. I think it was the 14. Went onto the apron and then came back up, and then there were 3 wide. There just wasn't room.
Yeah, the 14 was like in the middle of the sandwich trying to avoid the 14 from my view. In winning bid diecast auctions machine, Mark Beverly might have just overcorrected a little bit and ended up hitting Stoy. That is not good this early in the race where there's no fast repairs.
Well, hopefully the damage on these trucks, Alan, is not too heavy that they could come in there and get a little bit of aero fixed so they can get back out there and be competitive.
And thankfully, it really looks like the Forest Stoy is the one that took most of the beating, and he's looking like he's A-okay for the most part. And sure, it's just maybe lighting a few fires as we got our first caution here.
And I mean, the landscaping crew here at Michigan are the real losers here tonight because they just tore the hell out of the sod right here in the front of the track here, where most of the fans are sitting. So I feel bad for those guys. They're gonna have an early morning tomorrow.
Might as well come down and get fresh new tires. You got 400 sets of tires, unlimited tires.
Put some mud grips on there so you can really tear the grass up. You know.
Well, it's virtual grass, thankfully. Really, it's not hurting anything in Michigan. No, nothing in the environment is hurt. It's in pain right now.
I am. Yeah.
Well, that's just a normal Tuesday. I think it might have been a little race jitters there, just kind of get to the front.
I mean, sometimes you want to put that truck where you think it can stick, and I don't know. Going down on the aprons usually not a big option, especially early here. But it may have been equipment problem, or who knows what happened there with the 14. You might have had something going on at the house there. Just couldn't get it back down just enough to merge back up into the traffic there. But I don't want to cast any you know accusations or anything out there because it's
Why
all
not?
happened, man. I seem to recall an endurance race where a guy sneezed and he ran smack into the freaking wall.
Who would do
Oh.
such a thing?
I must have been
I don't
drunk.
know who was that.
Hey, if you have a hard sneeze here, it could definitely affect your driving.
I
especially at
bring
one of
that
those
up not
right turn.
I'm not making fun of Brown, but I know he felt he felt so bad about that, but it's stuff happens, man. So definitely try not to judge there.
Well, let me give you some advice that the Forest Service is also giving to some people for free here.
Okay.
Make sure whenever you're going on a hike, do it in a group. Because bears like options.
That's true. And if
Yeah.
you go with a person that's not very fast, in
Let
case
them-
of a bear attack, as long
Yeah.
as you can outrun them, you're good.
I mean,
I mean,
you'd
you're
be
gonna live.
dumb to not have like a judge in your pocket or
Find your
something.
most out of shape friend
Yeah.
and invite them on a camping trip with you in an area that's known for wild predators.
Smart.
Indeed. Either way, back to green flag racing we go as the field gets all lined up behind the 1 and the 51 here down into that Geico restart zone. Once again, we go. Ooh, no. Well, 51 was there. Oh, he's back.
Blinking out a little bit there.
And not a good time for it either. Right there on the restart. Not what you want to have happen here as the one machine gets a free and clean break. Nate Cogdell way out in front. 81 Brad Torcha trying to now follow on through on the bottom side of that 51 of Moore trying to get that run going. 22 of Haas the Boss trying to shuffle on through here as well. He's got the 42 of Winker sitting right there. And same thing with the 88 of Staten trying to make his way up through this field. 64 Turboville trying to hustle and bustle his way up to the front. No, we missed last week's broadcast, had some issues there, but I believe the 64 Turboville picked up the win there at Rockingham, so he's coming here with some momentum.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ryan Peterson, for joining us out there on the YouTube channel, pulling for the 87 machine of Jonathan Herbert, saying much love. Let's keep a good race tonight. Earl Evans said, I stand behind Bubba and Chastain. Those are his two favorite hated drivers, I guess. And Janelle Rhineo, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering that. Also pulling for the 87 to Jonathan Herbert out there. Thank you so much for joining us.
So take a quick ride here with the 5 of Steven Naylor, already up a couple spots on the day. He's tucked in behind that 7 of Brett Sommers right now, trying to make his way back up towards the front. You can see the 2x2 action going all the way up there until you get to Nate Cogdell, who's kind of all alone for the time being. Of course, the beautiful draft that these trucks throw off of these things, it's going to allow these guys to kind of stay in a group for just a little bit longer. Here comes that 86, Jake Bunjo looking on down low to that 5 machine, the Philadelphia Fanatic native.
Don't they have a team called the Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers?
It's the hockey team.
They don't
that
like
the
to
hockey
talk
team?
about that
Okay.
hockey team.
Yeah, they're pretty
Wow.
good. I think they're in the same conference as the one in Boston.
They are, however, they I don't even think they broke 500 this season.
Ooh, shots fired.
And that's coming. That's the hate's also coming. Good friend of ours, Josh Bittner, owner of TrackDogsRacing.com. He's a big Flyers fan and Philadelphia
Is he?
native. He's like, yeah, man, the Flyers they were not good.
That's sad.
Why was it sad?
It's sad that he's sticking with that crappy team. I mean that's
Man, everybody's
but
you're
you
banging
love
on
who
the
you
Flyers.
love, you know?
Man,
Hey, I was a Spurs fan even when they were completely horrible. And the Saints.
oh,
Oh, we got a
caution is
yellow.
out. I didn't catch
Ooh.
that.
Jay Burton going for a little bit of a ride after getting snagged against the wall. It looks like the 13 of Mark Beverly getting tied up in it as well.
There was a blinking car, according to Beverly there.
Yeah, I think he's claiming it was Burton that was blinking.
Other people saw it too, it looks like.
Yeah, he was blinking a little bit, going into the corner, disappears, and just like magic, he's there again. And except he was up into the outside wall, and of course, depending on when he finally popped back up for that 13 of Beverly, as you can see there, the fantastic damaged model happening, body panels flying all over the place. Unfortunately, didn't see him in time, and really not much he could do there, and ends up getting some engine smoking going on.
That is wild.
Amanda Herbert out there pulling for Herbie in the 87s, and go Herbie, go. And Paola Pereira, then let's go number 34. Sorry if I'm butchering y'all's names, but the 34 is Jesse Calloway out there, who's currently running in 14th place. Jesse's doing a pretty good job out there. Worked his way up 3 or 4 spots already. I'm getting the hard names tonight, man. I can't read either, so
you're not doing well. But this is just a
thank you.
Continuation from yesterday. Mark Beverly's car looked like it was in deep trouble. With zero fast repairs. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to get back out there.
See a bunch of that tonight, I think. We have some big accidents like we've seen already. Pit road's busy, Alan. Is this a 4-tire and full of fuel for everybody here?
At least getting maybe topping up on some fuel, but it's definitely looking like people coming on down, taking some tires. I don't know if there was talks earlier on that people were wondering, is there unlimited tire sets here? Did a setting get messed on up? Apparently,
yeah, that's what I heard. Unlimited tires. Let me go look again.
What it says?
Adam, check that for me.
I think
yes,
it says unlimited. What I think maybe whoever set the race up might not have changed that portion, or maybe they wanted unlimited tires. I don't know.
Well, regardless, Cale Turbeville did not take any tires. He took fuel only, so he'll be your race leader at least for a part of a lap here, as he's going to be the lead car on the restart here. I think everybody behind him, with the exception of maybe the 45 of Tyler Beverly and Albert Anderson and Frank Ranger, I think everybody else was a full stop.
Yeah, but how about Cale Turbeville there? He took a splash and go there, just 6 seconds, launching himself back up that leaderboard. I guess he felt like these tires really not getting too worn out just yet.
If I'm full of options and I don't have any restrictions on my tires, I'm taking tires every time.
Every time.
Every time I come down to the pit stop, there's no point unless you're in the top 1 or 2 and you're trying to get out and maintain where you're at. Like most guys in the mid to back of the field, you should be taking tires every time.
Kill Turbeville. Taking out the blue cone again. I don't know if you saw that.
He hates that cone.
He does. But when they go to restart again, let's keep an eye on the 64 here. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to maintain his track position here when everybody else at least in the top 15 took tires.
And that'll be interesting, especially coming down the stretch here in this kind of first round that these guys get going. Still looking for that good long green flag run, but either way, 64 and the 42 are getting things started off here side by side. 51, 22, 39 all on the screen, as well as the one of Nate Cogdell as the pace car comes on down into pit lane, into the Geico restart zone we go, and back to green flag racing. 64 and the 42 machine side by side, neither one giving an inch. They're still bumper to bumper, door to door, heading on down into turns 1 and 2. Neither one, they're really not even giving each other any space out there side by side either. They're pretty much right next to each other here, as the 51 looks like he's coming up with a pretty big run. He's like, man, just separate a little bit. I want to get through here. Well, that door is now shut, as here comes that 39 of Freed trying to make his way on up on that bottom line. He's going to tuck in behind that 64 of Turboville. Again, Michigan being a quite wide racetrack, however, it really doesn't feel like that when you're coming out of these corners. Everything tightens on up and everyone kind of filters up through the track, almost trading a little bit of paint between the 42 and the 64.
Yeah, you got the Staten boys back here, the 88 and the 15. They're staying right with each other, and they're moving in concert, moving to the low line, moving to the high line. These guys here, they've got to figure out.
Oh, Jake Bunjo's going around. Oh, 16's bumper's coming off, and he's going around.
Big contact. Bunjo.
Gardner.
Who's the 16? Is that Gardner?
Yeah, Nick Gardner missing a few body panels there.
Great looking Menards truck just destroyed. But he was just a product of just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Something else happened in front of him. The 169 slapped the 46 and the 86.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the 169 there. I think he probably realized he was coming up the track, made a little contact, and then, did the whole, oh, well, I guess I need to move a little left, and then the truck moves a whole lot more left than he was expecting. Unfortunately, the 86 machine just absolutely flying up across the nose there of the 16, and heavy damage for both vehicles.
I hope he's going to save big money at Menards and get some tools to fix that thing, because it's toast.
Bad Brad Hunt and that Ford Mustang, that 169 truck rather. He had fresh tires too. I don't know.
Were they too fresh, or we're dealing with cold tires now?
I think that ship has sailed. I mean, there was a couple of laps on them tires. I don't think it was a lack of heat issue.
Okay. I mean,
I'm not sure, but that'd be my guess there, Adam.
Thank you for your guess. I enjoy your hypotheses.
I wish I had one of those hurt or hurt bad taps right here, that I told you about.
Yeah, that really got you fired up yesterday. Yeah. Well, this is Ted Nugent would not be happy with what happened here, because we were talking pre-race. We thought, man, this thing's going to go single file. They're going to
might go flag to flag. Yeah,
flag to flag. And I warned you.
But look,
I warned you.
You can still have a good race even with some caution, though.
Of course you can. Yeah. I think they're going to straighten it out. If not, I mean, there won't be any cars left, because there's 0 fast repairs in this league, which is honestly crazy to me, because these guys run super speedway stuff.
Yeah, it's difficult to do, but they're short races though. So
yeah, they're not long, but
it makes sense, kind of. Matt Bunjo said, "Let's go Stealth Motorsports." Thank you so much, Matt, for joining us tonight. If you like what you see out there tonight, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for us and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell.
And
go ahead there, Alan. Sorry.
Giving us some driver perspective here. Let's go ahead and talk with the 45 machine of Mr. Tyler Beverly, part of that Beverly clan out racing out here. And Tyler, it's been a little bit mumble jumbled, a few quick cautions here and there. Still yet to see that long green flag run. How are you and the Beverlys feeling here tonight?
Well, 66% of us are feeling pretty good. Mark got taken out pretty early with that last caution. But we're feeling pretty good. I'd like to get some long laps in, get a green flag run.
Well, good luck out there. I know it's a family tradition for you guys to stick together out there, but is there any teams that y'all have been able to run with out there that y'all think y'all can help each other?
Yeah, just about everybody. Push come to shove, super speedway. It's kind of hard to get a whole team together, so you just work with who you can, and then think come last lap, it's all fend for yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck to you. I think we'll straighten this thing out here in a minute. It just takes some time. Y'all are getting racy a little early.
Yeah, I know. Well, I hope to see you guys in Victory Lane here.
Oh, yeah.
Get him back down there to Dialed In Racing with him and his family, getting everybody all set to go here as we're just about ready to go back to the green flag.
Man, Yahtzee.
Boys, another week here at Michigan. Not disappointing here so far. Yeah, maybe a caution or two more than we wanted, but we got a lot of racing here left to go. It's a long one here, 70 laps.
That it is, as the pace truck comes on down into pit lane, and here we go once again with the 64 and the 42 out in front. The 64, I don't know what happened with Cale there. He was just he was maybe laying back a little bit too far here. And he's going to be side by side with the 22 of Haas Beverly, as the 42 basically gets a free launch off the line there, and it's going to break all the way out in front. It's going to take a minute before everybody to catch back on up as the field hustles down out of turns 1 and 2 and back down the back straightaway here. 45 of Tyler Beverly, who we just talked to, trying to make his way back up around that. 7 of Brett Sommers, 15 of Cody Staten sitting on up there, as well as side by side goes the 51 and the 64, 39 and the one machine getting all tucked up into line. Here comes the 42 teaming up with the 64 of Cale Turbeville as we go side by side with the 22 for the race lead.
Yeah, that's something they'll go back and look at. The race admins here at HCK, they're really good about going back and let's look at this restart. Let's look at this restart. See if somebody was laying back or whatever. So most of the time it's somebody that missed a gear or they were just late on the gas. It's almost never anything intentional to try to screw up the restart here. So I'm sure it's probably going to work out fine.
All right, that I am sure. So 329 Albert Anderson trying to hustle his way back up here to the front. Started on that front row, but trickled on back to 12th right now after hitting the pit boxes a few times, and now trying to get back up into a pretty good run.
Oh, over here on the YouTube chat, we've got Hill Nishana, and we've got Live, Laugh, Love Monkeys. Both pulling for the 87 truck out here tonight, and then Shauna Flick saying go Winker. Of course, the 87 with loads of fans out here tonight.
And that's 87 of Jonathan Herbert.
Jonathan Herbert, yeah, Herbie.
Trying to make up some ground. He's tucked in behind the 4 of Eric Stoy right now, up just outside the top 15. Of course, really not saying too much because, the gap between first and all the way back to 18th, let's see, total gap here is only about a second and a half, so everyone's still within fighting distance of each other.
Randy Lapidus just set the fastest lap of the race, a 39.399. So about 0.3 faster than most of the trucks out there on the track.
Yeah, he's
very quick.
He's using as much of that draft as possible. He's been side drafting. He's been just straight up bumper drafting here, as almost going 3 wide here with the 4 of Eric Stoy getting a pretty good run as the side by side action continues here. Up at the front, you got the 64 Cale Turbeville still trying to hang on up on that outside lane. He's got the 88 of one of them Staten boys right there behind him. That's Zach Staten. You got the 39 Josh Freed down there on the bottom side. 51 Joshua Moore racing alongside the 1 of Nate Cogdale. Meanwhile, the 13 down onto the apron, allowing the field to kind of swing on by. He's going to try to rejoin the track here and not lose too much time. Oh, but I think he just mistimed it a little bit, and he's going to be outside of the draft.
Cody Staten trying to get back up there with his brother, the driver of the 15, stuck
No,
behind the.
no, there goes a 14.
14's round.
That
That's Randy Lapidus.
That was strange. The 14's claiming it. We'll have to see.
Somebody said he wasn't clear. I didn't see what the name was on it, but Randy definitely said, "Yeah, man, that was my bad." It doesn't look like he has a whole lot of damage.
Which is surprising because he was hit that outside wall pretty hard. But yeah, it looks like he just kept trickling up and up and up right in front of that 45. And the bumpers were not clear. And 14 goes for a little bit of a spin cycle in the washer and dry machine.
Yeah. It's been interesting when they are racing, they are having they're pretty much bunched together, and it might be causing some of the issues. They're racing real close.
Hopefully, Beverly doesn't have much damage from that. I know he was kind of the innocent bystander there, but
well, AAA's got I got a sponsor anyway. GC Cruise Travel. Check them out, facebook.com/GC Cruise Travel. You can get cruises. You can go to Michigan. You can go anywhere. This guy does everything. Check him out for your travel needs.
they have cruises to Michigan?
No, you can. He doesn't only do cruises, so.
Oh, okay.
He does cruises. He does like trip. If you want to go to
Greg
Michigan.
Klein?
Yeah, it's GC Cruise Travel.
He does more than just cruises. His expertise is in cruises as the field comes on down into. You can do that.
Where do you want to go? Where?
He wants to go to the South Pole.
I said I want to go to the South Pole.
I bet Greg, at GC Cruise Travel, they could get that figured out.
They do have Antarctica cruises, man. I've been looking at those. They look pretty cool.
Oh,
Isn't that
God.
crazy?
I just said something stupid and.
Well, you say something stupid all the time. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah, but this time it made me laugh so hard I couldn't talk. So.
Yeah, I couldn't understand. Anyway, that was just me helping out a friend. It is Greg Klein. He does a lot for us, and I think he deserves.
He's wrecked us so much.
Yeah, he's wrecked us. I don't know why we're helping the guy out. He has wrecked us a million times. But it doesn't, and that's the beautiful about his thing about his business. You can be in New York City, and he can help you just because it doesn't matter where he's at. He's kind of like some of our other sponsors, man. It's worldwide.
Prestige that he projects.
He does. He put liquid paper on a B.
That's what he should call his business, Prestige Worldwide. This GC Travel or whatever it is.
Cruise Travel.
It sounds cool, but Prestige Worldwide. If he could somehow, finagle it to where he could call it that, would be great.
Right, copyright stuff,
Probably. I should probably shut up.
That always helps.
And meanwhile, some early controversy at the U.S. Open happening over at the LA Country Club.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Hole number 11 is a par 3. Fantastic little hole. Only about 290 yards.
Oh.
Turner, as a golfer, that's just a little bit of BS.
I think so.
I don't know what that means. Is it too short?
Hey, no, that's a little too long. Little too long. I mean,
yeah,
I'd be
forever.
I'm a fairly good golfer. I'm not like PGA Tour level or anything, but I'm fairly good, and 290 for me as a driver, so it's a little too long.
You did a little bit of pro time, so I understand that you're a better judge of this than most people listening here, probably.
Yeah, well, either way, we got the pace truck dipping on down back to pit road. So here we go. We're going to have Cale Turbeville and the 51 of Joshua Moore getting things all relined up. And there we go. 64 Cale Turbeville getting a great launch there. So it looks like that outside lane is where you want to be starting from, as he gets a great launch here. The one at Cogdale's trying to push that 51 for all it's worth, who's now side by side with the 42 of Kevin Winkerfield. Up at the front, kind of spreading out just a little bit. Going to trickle to single file just for the moment. Let everybody all gather up back to speed. But don't you worry, that 2 wide action is coming right back to it, as here comes that 51 with a great run of speed with some help from that 42 of Kevin Winker. Going side by side, 51 up into the lead, drifting up against the wall. Ooh, getting a little loose up there as well. 64, oh man, he got tight in the middle of that corner. And Turbeville, he did not take tires or anything since the start of this thing. He last pitted a lap 10 just for fuel, so he is on a different set of tires than everybody else here.
Yeah, and Albert Anderson got right in behind him here. I'm not sure if he's going to regret that decision, as he's got a lot of guys breathing down his backside here.
There's a lot going on out there. I'll tell you what else is going on today is the birthday of the late, great Waylon Jennings. Let's celebrate that.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
One of my heroes.
I love some Waylon, dude.
He was awesome.
Oh, show.
Oh, jeez. It's the 42 of Winker out there in front of the 22 of Haas Beverly. Drives on down to the apron. You can do that here at Michigan. Take that apron line and then launches himself all the way back up the track. Has almost some contact there between the 51 and the 1. Good avoidance there by the 1 machine. Drifts on down the track just a little bit as the 51 slices and dices down to that bottom lane.
3 wide back here with the 88, the 34, and the 64. Oh, baby. Looks like they got it sorted out here. Yeah, man, 3 wide makes me nervous.
And they got it sorted out for the meantime, as the 15 starting to look a little racy here as well. He was kind of peeking at that open door.
Earl Evans said he thinks he's going to race his chrome and blue paint tomorrow night. Very cool. We'll be looking for it, Earl.
Yeah. We're going to have the sponsorship on board, Earl, with our no sponsor agreement. These guys up front are acting wild out there.
Man,
See,
you ain't kidding.
3 and 4 changes the game. I told you that at the beginning of the race.
That you did, Adam, as we were going 3 wide here. 51 Joshua Moore kind of slow towards the bottom of the racetrack here. Slipping on back quite a few positions, just absolutely getting freight trained here by everybody all lined up side by side. Still side by side here at the front as well. Nate Cogdale slicing his way back up to the top side lane, trying to get into the draft of that 22 machine. Slow vehicle down along the inside here. That's the 13 machine of Mark Beverly, just trying to hang on here.
Yeah, you got to stay out there and try to make some attrition positions from maybe some future DNFs that may still happen here. Hopefully not, but these guys are not even halfway through this race yet. Paola says that her son's name is Waylon. So happy
awesome.
birthday, Waylon Jennings.
I love that name. It's just like an American badass. Say, if you're named Waylon, you were given just a step ahead of everybody else.
And
I mean, that's my opinion.
some 3 wide going on here between the 7, the 15, and the 169. Heading on down the kind of front straightaway here. Of course, the 15 machine of Cody Staten trying to commit some highway robbery as part of those Staten brothers.
Yeah, his brother is a little bit farther ahead. Zach is on the outside line.
Ooh, slow down. A little
Oh,
slow
no.
down with them, too. They survived it. You see all that, Brown? That
Oh, it did
wow.
a little bit there. Is right in front. You almost saw a big door check there, and the 4 almost getting absolutely taken out by it. But thankfully, they were able to figure things on out.
Eric Stoy's already been taken out once tonight. I'm sure he don't want it to happen again.
But amazing for him, luckily for him, it was the first caution early. Didn't cause too much damage because he's sitting there in the top 10 right now, fighting it out. I just love the way these trucks move up and down the track in these corners. There's so much, there's so many different lines here. Really makes it interesting, especially here in 3 and 4. Watch how different trucks attack this.
Ooh, someone's trying to attack it down there on that bottom lane. That's the 34 Jesse Calloway taking it 3 wide to gain a couple of positions. The 39 of Josh Freed's going to join him all the way down at the bottom. Now he's going to go 3 wide here, but he has to rejoin the racetrack. The 34 moved up the track just a little bit to give him some room here, heading on down into turns 1 and 2. The 51 in the 1. Oh, almost on contact though.
Man.
As they continue to race it out 3 wide down through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, you can take advantage to that apron, but you have to have a place to go when you run out of apron, and you got to rejoin the track, like you said. Great analysis there, Alan.
Yeah, and another awesome aspect of this track is the corners are totally different. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are just crazily different. So you have to really pay attention to where you're at on the track. Don't get lost out there because it takes a whole different style on each corner.
What does that do? You have to keep a mental rhythm, I guess, of where you're at.
Oh, the 42's going around. I think he got checked up as the 329 of Albert Anderson kind of drifted up the track right in front of him.
Zach Staten and Kevin Winker both wrecked out right there. Teammates, Team America.
As we go ahead and kind of take a quick look back as they were heading down through turns 1 and 2, you can see the 329 of Albert Anderson just kind of drifted up the track in the 42, checking up, giving him that little bit of extra space. And I mean, the 22 was already all over that back bumper here of the 42. Oh, the 42 was actually getting a little bit loose. You can see that truck getting a little sideways through the corner, and then the 22 machine, just really nowhere to go. Gets into the back of the 42. 42 up against the outside wall, and the 88 with nowhere to go. For Eric Stoy giving a little bit of a tap there towards the end here as well. But
yeah, you can't put any of that on the 22. He had nowhere to go. He had no idea what was happening there, why the 42 was slowing down, and I'm sure he got out of the gas. He just didn't have anything. He couldn't do anything. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to just give my opinion on what I think the drivers were going through right there.
Sure.
That it tightens up, as you go into that too. I think Albert slid up the track a little bit. I think Winker saw that coming and thought, man, I'm going to cross him over and pass him out on this backstretch, and it just did not work out. It was a risky move. That's my opinion. I don't know. You guys can analyze that or think about it. And the Haas Beverly was just on this bumper. There was nowhere else for anybody to go, and just caused a racing incident there.
Alan, everybody coming in, it looks like.
I had that. It does. A common sight being had here at Michigan as we're just past that halfway point here in this race. Gonna have about 30 laps to go once we go back to green flag racing here once again. 4 tires and fuel going on for most of these drivers as Albert Anderson winning that race coming off of pit road, followed by Jesse Calloway, Joshua Moore, Josh Freed, Nate Cogdale, Brett Summers, Haas Beverly, Cody Staten, Tyler Beverly, and Cale Turbeville. All getting some good pit stop times there.
I don't see anybody that didn't take 4 tires. So
I mean,
I'm sure a lot of those guys probably, Adam, had damage that they also had to get repaired.
yeah. Why not take him? I don't understand. Albert was trying to explain his position and apologize for sliding up the track a little bit. Never heard Kevin respond. He might be mad. I don't know. Maybe there's a fight brewing with Team America versus America's driver. We can't have that. United we stand.
Sure we can. Guys can have little beefs and stuff. That's cool.
Well, and It was
that
just
some leagues won't let you like wreck somebody out because they screwed you over.
well, most of them don't
I-
allow that.
I don't know how they do it here.
Just
I
give
don't think
us
we've seen it yet this season.
no. Just I like retaliatory stuff. You know,
I did too,
I think
personally.
I think it's needed. You know, kind of like
Professionally, as a broadcaster, I think that's very unprofessional. You shouldn't be doing that.
no. you
Privately
shouldn't.
and personally, oh man, I love it when guys are.
It's like brushing back the batter that's hogging the plate or tries to show you up. You know, hit him with a ball. He won't do it again.
Yeah,
You know, it's the same scenario.
Nolan Ryan will bean you. Well, he would have, back in the day.
I mean, that was
He'd throw right at you.
it's a checks and balances. You know, that's all it is.
So officially, no incidents, or I'm sorry, no penalties issued for that last incident there. At least officially, unofficially until the official race review is done.
When is
after
the
race.
official, unofficial? So
I
whatever you
don't
want.
know. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, we'll see it here as some clouds start to take over the sun just a little bit, throwing a little bit of shade down there onto the racetrack, but the pace truck is down and out of the way here. Heading back to green flag racing on lap number 4329, getting a good restart there at the bottom. He's going to try to drag the 51 of Joshua Moore up there with him. The one of Nate Cogdell's trying to help them on out, as well as the 34 machine up at the top has some help from the 39 of Joshua Freed. 329 of Anderson tries to come back down in time to maybe block that run of the 51, but it was not there in time, so he had to stay up high. 51 coming with a big head of steam on that bottom line, getting a big old push here once again from that 1-7 of Brett Sommers is there, as well as the field kind of scatters and moves about, trying to pick their lanes and pick whichever motion of the ocean they want to follow.
There's no oceans in Michigan. They do have like the giant lakes up there, though.
They
Which
have
is cool.
giant lakes which are almost the same.
Yeah, they have waves and they have those big lake trout in there.
Ooh,
somebody
yeah.
went down.
I believe
What
that's the
happened there,
one
man?
of Cogdell. It was getting tight there as it goes 3 wide. He was able to keep his foot in the gas. Oh,
22 around.
Hoss the boss Beverly. Oh, mercy.
He has got to be frustrated. 87. What?
Go ahead, jump on up into the chopper camera so we can see. And it started off as netcode, but definitely didn't finish up as netcode. That is for sure. '87 trying to get some side draft there on the 22 machine, and it sends the 22 on around.
Yahtzee. But we've had a great race here so far, even with the cautions, I think.
And I mean, it's definitely been exciting to watch here, Adam. I mean, we've these restarts. Sometimes the field gets just a little strung out, but then things get all knotted back up, and we've seen some good side-by-side race and a lot of 2 wide, couple 3 wide instances there as well. I think it's just Michigan is starting to show its teeth a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, you're a champion here. I'm a champion here. I've been involved in all kinds of races. I love Michigan. Some of them are like this. A lot of them are not. It just kind of depends on, I guess the track conditions, the mood at the moment, the mood of the drivers. They've proven from the jump they're going to make this an aggressive race, and they've all stayed. They're all basically in the same 20-car pack the whole time. So there's really the talent disparity is very minimal. They're very close together. And I think that has something to do with it. Everybody has a chance here, and I think they're showing it tonight. They're making some moves, making some mistakes. It's not the end of the world. It's still racing, man. We're still having fun.
That we most definitely are, and hope all you fans out there in YouTube land are having fun as well, as we have ourselves another caution, slowing things down before we pick it back on up here once again. Couple trucks down there on pit road getting some heavy damage fixed. Randy Lapidus, Haas Beverly, Kevin Winker, Zach Staten, and Steven Naylor all getting some big time damaged fix. And we did start this field officially. 23 drivers did at least one lap. Looks like the 41 Neil Lapidus disconnecting earlier, and of course the 104 of Alan English is just an idiot, so we don't count him.
This is true. That's a true statement.
But either way, as the field racks themselves around behind this pace car, let's go ahead and take just a quick break. It's only going to be about 45 seconds or so, and we'll be right back with some great action coming to you guys from Michigan. Hey, welcome back as the lights on the pace car are off, so we're getting ready to head on back to some green flag racing action, closing in on about 25 laps to go. Joshua Moore and Albert Anderson going to get things kicked on off here up at the front. 7 of Brett Sommers, 34 Jesse Calloway up there, as well as a 64 of Turbeville, 39 of Freed, 15 of Staten, 45 of Beverly, 169 of Bad Brad Hunt. You got 87 Jonathan Herbert creeping into that top 10 here, as well as the pace car dives on down into pit lane. And here we go once again, heading on to the green flag. Side by side, they get these engines all fired on up. The 34 machine's going to tuck up into line up on that outside lane, trying to get behind that 7 of Brett Sommers, up 12 positions, up 13 positions is the 34, and up 14 positions is the 39. So a few people making some big moves here. Oh, into the wall. Heavy contact there for the 4 of Eric Stoy. He's keeping it up into the wall, allowing everyone to make their way on through before he comes back down off of it. That's going to slow him down a good chunk of margin, and he's got some heavy damage there on that right-hand side.
Yeah, pretty tight conditions there on the restart, and not everybody lines up in the same position there. That outside wall can really mess you up, make you lose a lot.
Yeah, they're talking about the damage right now on the radio. I think everybody being involved in some kind of incident maybe is going to single file this thing for a little bit, but up front, they're still getting after it.
Well, it looks like we had a quick little disconnection there to the interwebs, but everything's back on track.
Oh, we lost the interweb?
Yeah, just for a second.
For a second.
We didn't even say anything bad. We didn't get banned.
Well, yet.
Oh.
As we're almost 3 wide here. 3-9. Anderson jumping back down to that bottom lane, tucking into line with the 51 of Joshua Moore.
And Paola saying, let's go number 34. Way to get up there. Bree Cray says, go number 87. Ryan Peterson pulling for the 87 saying, keep it clean. Your race, my dude. you all so much. Amanda Herbert also commenting, pulling for the 87 of Herbert. He's in 14th spot. And he's up 12 positions. So, not a small feat. He's got a long way to go, though.
And he does, as we're going 3 wide for the race lead. The 7 up on top, 329 of Anderson in the middle, and the 51 of Moore on the bottom side. The 39 has some choices to make, as Anderson getting a great run there in the middle, drifts up the track just a little bit and gets up in front of that 7 machine. So Anderson back up here to the lead. The 169 of Bad Brad trying to hunt his way down. Oh, getting a little loose there, almost up into the 15 of Staten.
At some point, somebody's going to be yelling at each other. I think just the super aggressive driving and all the crazy mayhem that's happened out here. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, but we're closing in on 20 to go, and this is the spot in the race, as me and you like to say, the aggression's about to ramp up. So where are the battles that you're looking for the aggression to be the worst? I mean, it's got to be somewhere near the front of the field.
That's top 10. I mean, look at them. See 3 and 4. See everybody attacking it differently. Like the 169. Who's that Bad Brad?
That's
he
the
came in
set of
low.
turns you said that you can make up a lot of.
It is, but I mean, you can also wear your tires out and you attack it the same way in your tires. You have to be smart with your equipment. I mean, ooh,
I'm in that corner. How do you run it?
I'm not going to tell my secrets.
Oh, okay.
No, you just got to feel out your competitors. You're really racing against them. You want to see, like, my best deal with Michigan was I could kind of figure out what the guys around me were doing and how to just circumvent that by doing something different and a little bit better. That's what you got to do.
Okay.
And that indeed trading positions here. 7 of Sommers getting a good run on that bottom side. Had some help from the 51 of Joshua Moore, giving him a little bit of a push. 34 Justin Calloway still hanging around up there as well. 64 Cale Tuberville just kind of biding his time, maybe saving those tires for that last minute push like you were talking about there, Adam. Because you don't want to waste anything too early here. 39 looking down low here as well, as here comes the 34 down onto the bottom side, as everybody shuffling their way trying to get a piece of this lead. 3 wide behind them, though, as the 51 of Moore, 64 of Turbeville, and the 39 of Freed go side by side with the 45 and the 169 catching on up behind them, almost trading some paint there as well.
Yeah, that's a really tight group, and this is not gonna let up anytime soon. These guys are all fighting each other tooth and nail out there.
Yeah, it's good driving, but something nasty is probably going to happen just because they're all so aggressive and also good. They're really having a good race of these guys up front.
Beverly Rapp out there in YouTube land pulling for the 51 of Moore. And Earl Evans pulling for the 104. Unfortunately, the driver of the 104 had some broadcast duties tonight, so they'll just take some start and park points, I guess. That guy's an idiot.
I'd love to see you get out there and get crashed on the first lap or something. In-car reporter.
I'm not going to do that. These guys put too much practice and time and money into this. I'm not going to get out there and screw up their race.
Now we have a lap car, so they're going to have to do
maybe.
that. Yeah. Ooh, the 39 of Josh Freed. He had a close call with that lap traffic car.
Oh man, indeed. It's the 169 trying to find the run here up underneath the 45. Tyler Beverly, who had an issue of his own, and he's fought back through it here, trying to catch back on up to the leaders as Cale Tuberville tucks behind America's driver in that 329. Here comes the 39 all the way down to the bottom, going 3 wide here, battling for the race lead.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Jonathan Herbert in the 87 got another fan out there. Brooke is out there pulling for you.
Look at this, 3 wide up front. Albert, Turbeville, and Freed.
Goodness. These guys are all out. I love this kind of racing. There's 34 out there trying to challenge on the outside. I think it's the door shut. Then the 45 comes in.
Well, I've noticed that Josh Freed has been using that low line on 3 and 4, and it's been working, but I think he might have worn out those tires just a touch. You know, you can definitely wear those tires out quick on that low line in 3 and 4.
Right front, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But this is the type of racing right here. What we're seeing now is what we kind of expected here at Michigan.
Indeed, as here comes Cale Turbeville having a pretty good shot up underneath the 39 of Freed, retaking the lead there. Lazy Susan in full effect up here at the front. The 329 and the 51 machine going side by side. I wonder if some of these drivers are starting to maybe feel that wear and tear on these tires. 81 Brian Torcha, haven't heard from him too much here tonight, trying to shuffle his way back up through the field. He's down a whole bunch of positions. Jonathan Herbert back in 14th, lost the draft. He's got a whole bunch of work to catch back on up. He does have some hope here, trying to catch on up to the 88 of Zachary Staten, who's just barely on the tail end of that.
Guys, we're going to Phoenix next week with these trucks. Phoenix, a track that I think we all enjoy that one. At least watching it.
Is it with the dog leg or without the dog?
I think so. I think it is with the dog leg.
It's It's very interesting. What is that? A 1 miler?
Yeah, I think so. Mile and a quarter, maybe. I can't remember.
Short.
Man.
It's wild. It's a wild track. Brett Somers, the number 7.
It races bigger than a mile.
Is it? Yeah, it feels like big. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like a mile. And they have the start finish lines in a weird spot. It confuses me.
Look at this group of trucks. We've got guys racing for position. We got 2 different groups of 3 keep driving around each other.
Oh, man, you ain't kidding here. It's the 15 machine trying to catch up to the 16. Gardner and Staten having a good race. Cogdell in the mix here in this one, along with the 81 Otorcha and Bad Brad Hunt sitting back here as well, trying to pick up some of those positions. Lap traffic staying on down to the bottom side as they try to make their way back on up through the field. Oh, some heavy, Turbeville coming down into the pits.
He's going to lose a lot of position out there.
Does he know something? I was going to say,
Yes.
Does he know something that we don't know? And everybody's going to have at least come on down for one more pit stop. I mean, basically everybody, a few people last pitted on lap 42, but a lot of people last pitting on lap 37. And I mean, that's essentially a 33 lap run. I don't know if these guys got the fuel for that.
That's why you're seeing here comes the mad rush. Here comes everybody.
Brett Somers, Albert Anderson, Nick Gardner, and Tyler Beverly all making their way on down into pit road now as well. Jesse Calloway, though, staying on out alongside the 39 Joshua Freed. The first car that did not take or that did pit on lap 42 is Brian Torcha back on lap 42. So that's looking closer to about 28 laps. So the question is, can the 81 machine of Torcha make it?
I have a feeling we're going to see some guys either sputtering out here or they're going to pit soon.
I don't know, or they're going to wait for a caution to do their thing. I'm not quite sure, but Interesting. Now we're getting to see a little bit of strategy, a nice green flag run.
Sure.
It's a tale of two different races here.
It really is. As we remain green flag with 8 laps left to go. A good run to try to cap this race on off. Freed getting around Callaway as Callaway coming on down into the pits. Got Cody Staten and Brian Torchia racing it on out alongside with the one of Nate Cogdell getting back into it here as well. You can see there the 16 of Nick Gardner, who recently came down on lap 61, trying to get his lap back here. Jonathan Herbert in the 87 machine trickling on down into pit lane here as well.
Man. English, did you make some beer today or something like that? Yes, he did. Probably stepped away. He probably just quit.
Probably
No,
did.
I was trying to ask my wife where she found. I lost my wedding ring, and she found
that's
it.
always.
And
Ooh,
I asked
thank
her where she
goodness.
found it, and she said, "Well, found it in your hat or something," and she put it in a box for me. So, thank goodness for that.
Miracle.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That indeed is. Remain green flag here. No cautions abound as the field tries to make their way to that checkered flag. Brad Hunt coming on down into pit lane. Jesse Callaway still in a pretty good fight here with Cale Turbeville, Nick Gardner, Albert Anderson, Tyler Beverly, and Randy Lapidus all grouped on up.
Damn, Josh Freed with one hell of a hot rod out here today. Look at him trying to hold on to that outside line.
And again, he's on the lead. This is all lap down cars trying to get their lap back here on that 39 machine, who's just trying to maybe use that draft to get him back across the finish line here. 4 laps left to go.
He might be onto something here. Look at Albert Anderson sweeping around over there.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Freed, the guys he is racing is the 81 and the 1 and the 15. Pretty much the only guys within striking distance here, but the 15's pitting now.
That's 15 at Cody Staten. He last pitted back on lap 37. So he's deciding to call it, well, I guess I'm not going to make it to the end, and comes on down. So 3 laps left to go. All eyes on that 39 of Josh Freed, out in front by about 2 and almost a half seconds up here, trying his best to get his way back down and across the line. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit and hear how much he's actually using the clutch in this thing, trying to maybe save a little fuel as soon as I can find the camera. Oh no, he's not gonna make it, so he comes on down into the pit lane.
Fuel.
So that leaves the door open here for the 81 of Brian Torchia. Not a lot of pressure behind him. It's about 0.7 of a second back to Nate Cogdell, and the 88 of Staten is back there as well. As, man, these late pit stops are absolutely tearing these people apart, and some great strategy calls being had out there as well. As Torchia makes his way down through turns 3 and 4, has to only do one more lap, and he'll find himself up on the top of victory lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys that came in and took fuel and tires at lap 42 paying off in dividends right now.
And that, indeed, as he comes across the line, the white flag is waving, so no more cautions here tonight as the 81 machine drags the 169 behind him. Now 169 looks like he might be trying to pass, get that lap back, and And maybe steal away another position here as they enter down through turns 3 and 4. They're going to be racing side by side here as the one of Cogdell back about a second. He's going to run out of time here. The 81 of Brian Torchia coming across the line and picking up a race win here at Michigan.
Wow. Just hung in there. Just hung in there is what they did.
What a finish. Top 7 positions, all Chevrolets. You got a Toyota, a Ford, and then another Chevrolet. That's your top 10. My goodness. Silverado's out there dominating tonight.
I think tonight it's more about the driver than the manufacturer.
All right.
I think the Chevys really dominated, though. You're trying to say the Chevys are better than the Fords and the Toyotas? I think so. I think it's just a simulation. They're all very similar. And it is about the drivers. Look at them lining up around and take their picture.
Yeah, look at that. '88 Zach Staten rounding out that podium here. It's taking him a minute to get back around. Where's he at? Oh, he's getting pushed because he's out of fuel.
Hmm. So those guys were like right on the borderline of. Might not. The 81 might not be able to do his burnouts. He's out of fuel. There's the picture right there. No fuel. Ooh. Damage model is in full effect. I want to thank everybody for sticking around watching this. It turned out to be really good last 20 to 25 laps there, Brown.
Yeah, good long green flag run to close things on out. Got some people joining us there in the podium chat, and we get to pull. Well, we were gonna pull up Zach Staten because he's there. I'm just going blind. Talk to Mr. Zach Staten of the 88 Machine and Team America, and Zach. Looks like some fuel strategy played on out for you guys here after last pitting on lap 42, allowing you guys to get to the end. How close were you guys actually? Because I know the guys who pitted like lap 37, they definitely didn't make it, but it looks like you ran out of fuel there as you crossed the line.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kevin got loose there about midway through the race, and I ended up crashing into him and had to get some optional repairs. But that put me right at the line, or the number, I guess. And I was just riding around the bottom, lifting pretty early, and I made it as soon as I hit the line. It started sputtering, so had enough gas to get there, but that's all I had. Kevin had to push me back here to the start-finish line to get the picture done, but. Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I think I got lucky tonight, so I'll take it.
Well, Team America sure doesn't always need luck on their side. You guys got plenty of skill, so great job out there tonight. Phoenix coming up on the schedule next week. What you guys got in store for that one? Because it's not an easy one.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't even own the track yet, so I've never taken a lap or raced a lap around there. So I'll be relying on my teammates a little bit to kind of give me some pointers to get around there. I think it'll be fun. Go to a new track. I guess it's a short track, and we'll get after it. We run pretty good no matter where we go, so we're gonna work on some strategy. I'm sure tires will come into play there, and we'll get after it like we always do, and hopefully get one of the Team America cars in victory lane.
Yeah, Team America, y'all. Everybody kind of had a rough night out there tonight. Unlimited tires tonight, which was I think we don't normally see that. Next week will be a little different with the tire strategy and whatnot. But who would you like to give some shout outs to here before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Bruce Muhleberger with Muhleberger Custom Homes. Man, we've been running pretty well with him on the car. You know, I think we're sitting in the top 5 in points, and it's we're working on getting all 4 cars into the playoffs. I got to thank my grandpa. I know he's watching. He's from Michigan, so he loves this track. So I know he's watching. Give a shout out to my wife, Team America, and you know, you guys and HCK for putting this on. You know, it's really a blast, and we love doing it.
Man, congratulations going on out to the 88 of Mr. Zachary Staten, picking up a solid podium finish here tonight, man. Congratulations, and look forward to checking you guys out here later on next week.
I'd appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
With that, we'll move on up a position and talk to tonight's second place finisher. It's going to be the number 1, Nate Cogdell, getting a good run here tonight. Man, you were putting on a good show up at the front. Looked like some beating and banging was going on there early on in the race, but finally we close it out with a nice green flag run. And once again, a strategy kind of falling into your lap there, last pitting lap 42 and having just enough fuel to make it there to the end.
Man, it was just enough. I ran out after I crossed the start-finish line coming out of turn 2, so I had just enough to make it, but you know, full speed anyway. But yeah, it was a heck of a run there to end the race. Kudos to Brian. He did a great job saving his stuff.
So that's when you know you did your job, as far as the you know, the pit strategy and stuff goes. But the Sonic graphic design Chevrolet Silverado, you did your job out there tonight. You predicted what your fuel would be, and you ran out right after you ran across the line. And I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. And great job racing out there tonight. Fast truck all night long. Phoenix is next week. What are y'all thinking about that track?
Oh man, I don't know. The guys in this league, all of
That's
them can
going
race.
around.
Yeah, all of them can
a
race.
common
So.
thought.
Yeah, I expect a bunch of clean racing, but a bunch of hard racing too. For some reason tonight, I don't know why, maybe it was just me, but this track was super loose. Phoenix normally ain't too awfully bad on that.
Great job tonight. Do you have any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give out?
I always got to give thanks and a shout out to my boy. He always comes down here with me every week, racing with me, watching me. He's my biggest fan. Thanks to my wife. She helps me do a lot of this stuff. And thanks to my mom and dad. I know they're watching, all my teammates, everybody that has helped me this far. And if you guys like my paint scheme and you want one like mine, check out Sonic Graphic Design.
And there you have it, one of our race sponsors and a solid podium finisher here tonight, Mr. Nate Cogdell and the One Machine Man. Congratulations on the second place finish here, and look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action again next week.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, and with that, we'll see if Brian is here. Give me a second, trying to
The joys of
scroll
live
stuff.
television.
Well, the problem is, so for whatever reason, over here in this in this Discord, you can only drag and drop. I can't just click and move to. But either way, we're joined here with the 81 of Mr. Brian Torcha, your race winner here tonight at Michigan, man. Congratulations. At what point did you realize that you just had enough fuel to make it here to the end?
I knew when that last caution came out that was the point. It would be real close to making it, and I was like, just maybe it'll stay green. And not a lot of guys came in, so I knew that was my opportunity to maybe pull off a fuel strategy win, and got lucky enough for it to stay green, and had half a lap of gas left when I crossed the finish line. So.
Well, it was a great strategy out there. Prestige Racing Worldwide. your race team out there on the Chevrolet. Great job out there tonight. Phoenix is coming up next week. Have you and your team sat down and just kind of mapped anything out, or y'all just going to kind of wing it? I mean, Phoenix is a weird track, man, but we love watching it.
That's not a good one for me, but maybe I can get lucky.
Same here.
You never know when luck's going to be on your side. I seen, a few fast guys get, involved in wrecks in this one and took them out of contention and opened a door for some other people. So sometimes you just got to have the dice roll your way and get lucky.
Well, you did. You rolled the dice like you're in Waco tonight. You made it. The first half of the race was a little sketchy, let's put it that way. But the last 25 laps, that was really where y'all put on a little show there, and you put on the show of the night. Congratulations. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Just a shout out to all the guys in the league, especially all the admins that put that on. You guys for broadcasting, and giving a shout out to my teammate David Wright. He couldn't make it tonight, so I said, well, I'm going to go out and try and get us the win, and I got it done for Prestige. So hopefully we can get another one next week at Phoenix.
And that indeed, man. Congratulations. Having a fantastic run, Mr. Brian Torcha, picking up tonight's race win, man. Go ahead, go celebrate it, and we'll check you guys back out here in action again in a week.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
And with that will close everything on out. And boys, that was pretty darn good.
Yeah, man, it was a good race. Lots of strategy right there at the end. And yeah, can't wait to see what Phoenix has in store next week.
Yeah, no, like I said, the second half of that thing really turned out to be fun. Got racy, and looking forward to Phoenix, man. That's going to get wild out there.
Yeah, indeed. So let's go ahead and kind of close things off here from Michigan and take a look at tonight's finishing order and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Brian Torcha, in the 81 machine, picking up the race win. Number 1, Nate Cogdell, having a solid run here as well, finishing in second with the 88 of Zach Staten, running out this field's podium. 42, Kevin Winker, after suffering some major damage in a incident that he got involved in, fought back and fought hard to finish there in fourth. The 17 of Frank Ranger, up 17 spots for the 17 machine. Your hard charger of the day rounds out your top 5. You got the 7 of Brett Sommers having a solid run here, especially later on in this race. Just not enough fuel to make it there. Same thing with basically everyone here kind of towards the tail end. After this, ends up finishing in 6th. 7th will be the 51 of Joshua Moore. He was racy all race long. Same thing with that 39, Josh Freed. He's up 11 to finish there in 8th here tonight. So a solid run there for him. Jesse Calloway in the 34 machine had a great run, finishing in 9th with the 16 of Nick Gardner, sneaking it all the way in for a top 10 finish.
Yeah, the 329 of Albert Anderson will finish in 11th place. 12th will go to Cody Staten, one of the Staten boys there in the 15 machine. The 45 truck of Tyler Beverly will finish in 13th place. 14th will be Cale Turbeville in the 64. 22 of Haas the Boss Beverly finishes the first truck one lap down in 15th place. 16th, Randy Lapidus in the 14. The 87 of Jonathan Herbert, one of your fan favorites out there tonight. Jonathan will finish 17th place. 18th will be Bad Brad Hunt, and the 169 26 of J.A. Burton will finish in 19th, and 20th place will be Stephen Naylor in the 5 truck.
Yeah, Mark Beverly in the 13, 21st had a rough night. Jake Bunjo the same. In the 86, 22nd, Eric Stoy in the 4, 23rd, Neil Lapidus in the 41 truck, ended up 24th. Michael Newton was race control. And in last place, of course, the 104 of Alan English out of Bossier City.
Golly, man, I wish you wouldn't have done that.
Well, either way, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. As always, you are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing this, hanging out with all y'all. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe and ring that notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time we go live. And of course, as always, if you do like any of these races, be sure to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community that we got going on. Of course, we also have to say a big thank you to tonight's race sponsors, of which the race sponsor for this evening, Asphalt, Outlaws Racing. Thank you guys so very much for jumping on board here for this fantastic race from Michigan. And of course, we also have to say a big thank you to Abruzzi Racewear. Go ahead, check them on out for all your racewear needs. TrackDogsRacing.com, something a little bit more casual. Be sure to go and check them on out. Your premier merchandising supplier of the HCK Beagles Racing League and AAA Broadcasting. Big thank you as well to Chiefland RC Raceway down there in Florida. Go check them on out if you're into, or maybe even want to get into, some RC car racing. Go check them on out. Big thank you again to Sonic Graphic Designs, of course, as well. Fantastic paint schemes. Be sure to go and check them on out, and maybe get a hold of Nate over there and get yourself a fantastic paint scheme all created. And of course, Adminboxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins. Thank you guys so very much for jumping on board here this season. Well, that does it for us here from Michigan tonight. Tomorrow night, after a week delay, we head off to the desert and Sonoma, where the Vigilante Racing League playoffs continue to trundle on along, and we can't wait to see what those guys have in store for us then. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.